guys, it's Tiffany here, and I am going to make some scribbles in this book, and we're going to make a fun, very intuitive, colorful page today. I wanted to say a special thank you for the beautiful ladies who invited me to teach here with Soul Journey class in 2018. It's been so amazing with all of the wonderful teachers out there, and so I hope you enjoy today's page. So as you can see, the first thing for me is getting rid of the white background. So I just like to make some wild, crazy scribbles with my non-dominant or dominant hand sometimes. I'm going to go ahead and collage a vintage written letter on rice paper down, some of the small little pieces of that. And then I'm going in here with some masking tape. Masking tape just is a really great way to add some texture to the background and get some flow going to the page. I'm one of those people who never know exactly what the end result is going to be. I have no preconceived idea as to how I want the page to look. I just allow for the freedom and the flow of the page to create it as we go along. So that's what we're going to do here. If that gives you a panic attack, we'll sit back and get ready because we're going to have some fun. So I'm going in here with the Liquitex gesso and my palette knife. Most of the products that I have and I use here is also available through Soul Journey's shop, which I'll link down to the bottom. But I'm just going to go in, and I love using a palette knife when incorporating paint or gesso because it just gives a really random effect to how the next layers will take the paint. So it's kind of interesting and cool if you like the random factor, which I do. So, and it's Art and Soul Studio is the shop through Soul Journey, so I'll definitely link that below where you can find most of the products that I'll use here. And if you have a craft gun or a blow dryer, that's also very helpful because I'm not a fan of watching paint dry. So that's a quick way to speed up the process. And I'm grabbing some inks here, and I'm going to go in with, these are some Daler-Rowney inks, and just kind of get a very watery, interesting effect with the water bottle. And I just smush it together just to kind of see what's going to happen here and where those colors will take us. And I'm picking up some of the random marks that it's made and kind of moving that ink around with some just cleanup paper here that I'll use in a collage at some point, I'm sure. And kind of just get a feel for where do I feel like this page is going to go. It's fun to just play and enjoy and get outside of our heads and kind of create whatever we feel like the page is telling us to do. So that's how I do my art all the time. Never do I have an idea, or very rarely do I have an idea. And this is a Crafter's Workshop stencil here, and I'm going to go in with some Payne's Gray paint, and just going to go in here with a stencil brush, I believe, and going to kind of get some of the darker contrast into the very light flowy page that we have. And I'm just randomly doing that, and then as you can see, I flip the stencil around to kind of give it a reverse stencil effect and kind of a messy look because I kind of like messy and random. And then just going to dry that layer pretty good before we go in with our next move. And these are going to use some Kaser Color acrylic paints. And this is a beautiful magenta pink. Oh, how I love pink. And how does it pop right Oh man, it just pops right off the page with that dreamy, watery blue in the background. So I'm using a little bit of that Liquitex Basics gesso to go in and just lighten it up and give it a very random, some dark areas, some lighter areas, and I'm just going in with the best tools that God's given me, and that's my fingers. And so I'm just going in and kind of making a mess with that. And then I'm going to go in with just a regular pencil and make some scribbles and marks, because that's a go-to for me. If I'm not sure exactly what to do next, I just kind of make scribbles. And then I'm kind of activating, maybe that was a Stabilo and not a regular pencil, it looks like. And I'm going to go in with the Stabilo and then a little bit of the water brush here, water on my brush, to kind of get some movement in there as well. And working it back a little bit with the gesso. And now I've come back and it's all nice and dry. And I'm going in with another Crafters Workshop stencil here. And I like this because it has all different random sizes of the of those like random circles. I don't know, it kind of looks like bubbles or rocks. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it's a pretty cool pattern, and you can kind of just pick and turn which way you want, if you want larger circles or you want smaller ones. And then we're going to dry it off as well. Drying in between layers just allows you not to create mud. So, and then I'm going in here with just some crazy random marks with a white watercolor, I think that was a watercolor pencil. And just getting crazy with it. And now I'm going to use some more gesso. This one is in a little tub, so it's easier to put my palette knife into. And then I'm just going to go crazy all over the place with the white. And now I'm liking all of those layers that we're building up. I think it's really coming together very well now. Leaving the white space around the edges, I really like that. I think it kind of allows for the colors to pop. And now I'm going to go in with some yellow, orangish yellow color acrylic inks and a big fat regular old household paintbrush, and just kind of moving that. I love the way that the yellowy gold color kind of pops against the colors that we already had down. And then I'm just doing that method I did earlier and peeking up just a little bit of the yellow so it's not too overpowering until I really get a good feel for the page. And now look at all of those great layers that we've made. When in doubt, just add some more layers is what I say. So we're going to dry this off really good. And I think we're about ready to make some final little touch-ups. Final touches to the piece, and we will be through. So it doesn't take a long time to be able to create fun, interesting journal pages. I hope today's lesson and video is giving you just a heart to play and be like a kid. And if you can think it, try it. You never know exactly what you're gonna like until you actually try out different things, different color combinations, different textures. And remember guys, it's only paint, just cover it up, no need to stress. And here I'm going in with some fibers and a little thread to add a little texture. If you know my work, I always like to add a little something, and I'm using my Oohoo glue stick to go down with that. Gonna pop it there, gonna add me a quick little sentiment, and we're going to call this page a wrap. I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys, and make sure you go check out all of the wonderful artists over on the Soul Journey Facebook group so that you can watch their videos as well. Thanks for watching. Until next time, toodaloo.